Hey, yay! Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? This is just how we be kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to another episode of Hating Is Free. I'm your boy, Mr. Pearl J. Right next to me, I got my brother, my sidekick, my valley boy, homie, Mr. Tim. Say what's up, Mr. Tim.
What's happening?
Yeah. We just we just can't wait to the fall football season. The band get to playing.
That good old HBCU,
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw the episode of College Hill last night, so he got me in my band movement and stuff. So shout outs to TSU. That's one of the best bands in the land.
The real TSU though, we talking about Tennessee State University.
Yeah. I had to make that clear.
Just to make it clear, the real TSU.
Yeah.
Tennessee State University. You understand what I'm saying?
It's good to see you again, man. I ain't seen you since I don't know when. We are the aristocratic man, and we are the best band in the land. Yeah, so
but listen, what HBCU band they got a Grammy though?
That's what I'm saying.
You understand?
That's what I'm saying.
You did.
It's just like what podcast besides us, they got a producer, they got a Grammy. I'm just saying.
Hey, shout out to my little brother Rue, man.
Shout out to Kangaroo. You know what I'm saying?
Not only is he Grammy nominated, he's a Grammy winner. You understand?
Winner.
Just understand. He got some new shit with Tracy T. Make sure you go cop that Tracy Tree and Symbol. Shout out Track or Die.
Yeah.
Street. We might need you on one of these too.
Yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is, man. And we like to support, not just people, but especially like our own. We love supporting, black people. The show is called Hating Is Free, but one thing you won't see us doing is hating, because we love to give people flowers while they're here.
Absolutely.
And because once they dead and gone, it's too late to tell them how you feel about them. It's too late to tell them you love them. It's too late to show any of that. It's one thing that I like to tell people, you know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's not promised. So the effect that you have on people, be your best as much as possible. Take time to put energy into your friendships, into the people that care about you, into the people that matter to you, because you never know when it's gonna be the final goodbye, and you want to be able, and I can tell you this from personal experience.
He trying to make me cry. That's what
you will be in peace with yourself if you know that loved one really knew how you felt about them. Because, if they knew that they had your full support, if you was loyal to them, if you truly rocked with them, then you will feel at peace, because you won't go through the woulda, coulda, shouldas. You won't go through those, because you know that person actually knew how you felt about them while you was here on earth, because not only did you tell them, but you showed them. There's too many people in this world right now, they go off of just talk with no action. Just talk with no action, and that gives you nowhere, because if a person don't back up what they say, then they didn't mean it. You can always know from action. Actions is very important. We had a conversation just a minute ago. Speaking of action, like it's a lost art right now, as what we call like the OGs. Like back when we was growing up, you had, older people, whether it was even like homeboys that was 3 or 4 years older than you, they kind of looked after you and made sure that you wasn't necessarily following like their footsteps. Like if they seen something good in you, they was like, nah, little homie, you can't do that. Nah, you need to go to school. Nah, you need to be at practice.
Definitely, definitely.
And and now we got OGs that be like, nah, it's okay. You can miss practice. Like come roll with us, and all that causes is like a bridge and a gap, because at the end of the day, those kids don't respect those type of OGs, and so now they trying to overthrow them.
Definitely, man. We grew up in a neighborhood where like the OGs definitely would not let us be on the block. Like they would all, hey, you gotta go home. Why y'all ain't playing basketball at the center or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like our OGs 100% definitely would not let us step foot on the block if they knew that you had potential to do something else. Um, and like he said, man, that's just something that today that's just lost amongst the younger the younger crew. And also, man, I think we had way more like centers. And what I mean by centers is like rec centers. Like we could go to Hartman Park. Like centers would stay open way later. Centers close at 5, 6 o'clock now. Like street lights come on and the centers is closed.
Shout out to Harper.
Shout out to
That's a
Hartman Park,
Harmon Park.
Madison Park. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
listen, Harmon Park is like Rucker Park in New York.
In Nashville, for
Like in
sure.
Nashville, that's
For
where Harmon
sure.
Park was.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hooping inside or outside. Didn't matter.
I don't care how old you were. You weren't considered a hooper if you never stepped on that court.
If you didn't run at Hartman, you couldn't run nowhere.
If you didn't know about not to drink the nasty Harmon Park water outside because it was gonna straight make you boo boo, you was gonna be down. If you didn't bring your all that first game, knowing that you may not ever get back on the court again, not because you wasn't that good.
It's just because you had other people waiting to hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was always like it was like you had to win. You had to keep winning to keep running. And then also, man, like real shit, we had like foundations that would do things for us. Shout out Charles Davis. Like we would go to the
Charles Davis.
We would go to Charles Davis camp.
Hey, I was MVP of Charles Davis.
He had his foundation, like, and it was and like when I say his camp and his foundation, like it was in the hood. So in Nashville, out south, there's a middle school called Cameron. So every summer, Charles Davis he went to Vanderbilt. He went to McGavick High School, and then he went to Vanderbilt, and then he got drafted by the Bulls. So he like Charlie D was that nigga in Nashville.
Yeah.
And so he ran a basketball camp every summer at Cameron Middle School, and it was directly across the street from University Court. And Project is here out south, and so there was always something going on. Like, man, he did fundraisers and picnics, and like he just put on for the city as far as helping the youth and keeping the youth out of trouble. And today you really don't see that. You don't see camps like that. You know, like now you see you have camps, but it's more so for the elite talent in your city. It's not for the kids who just don't have nowhere else to go in the summertime.
Hey, did you get emotional real quick? Because that sniff was just like he was getting emotional.
Nah. Okay. But like, so you got to really understand when he say OG and like where we come from, like that was part of our for real upbringing. Like we had things that we could do that would help keep us out of trouble. Now, mind you, we still got into some fuck shit. We did, but like it was way less opportunity for us because we was always busy doing something that was baseball and basketball and then camps and like it was just so much stuff for us to do. whereas we couldn't really get into a whole bunch of trouble. And again, our neighborhood in the summertime was lit, so we spent a lot of time just being amongst our friends. Like, so our neighborhood was by Brawley Parkway, out east, off Ewing Lane, Golden Valley. We would literally cut through the fence at the back of the neighborhood and cut across Bradley Parkway to go to fucking Parkwood. Like, we spent our time doing some shit that honestly we probably shouldn't have been fucking doing. It was we 20, 30 deep, and we got amongst all 20 of us, nigga, we might have $7. No cell phone and a pack of fucking Now-Laters. But we going to see our homies in the neighborhood over, and we just having a good time.
Back then, there was no cell phones. We still
was no cell phone.
Pay phones. We had beepers.
We had the pay phone and we had beepers. Absolutely. So it was just, man, just a different time, man. Like, kids nowadays don't even go outside. Like, when the last time you rode through a neighborhood and seen some kids outside? Like, for real. Like, a group of kids. These kids don't know nothing about drinking hot ass water out the hose pipe in the front yard. Like, they don't
know. They too privileged in a sense because now they can do, the ones that got a little change, they can do the Uber Eats and all that stuff. So they know nothing about the little carton lunchbox thing that you got with the bologna and cheese sandwich.
Going to Luba Center
with a fruit, a little juice, and then some applesauce. Like they know nothing about that. And the thing about it is, it was like
humble beginnings, dog.
You was gonna eat that though, like
and fuck it up.
And the
thing is, I hate bologna. I've always hated bologna.
We fucked it up. Couldn't wait for lunch.
But the fact of the matter is, nigga, that's all you fucking had.
Sometimes you'll be like, "Hey, there's some more lunch boxes. Like, let me get another one." Yeah.
But you know what was real lit when you would get the lunchbox and your little juice in that motherfucker was kind of frozen.
Yeah.
So you would have a little, you shake it, you have a little slushy around that motherfucker.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, but
there was some good times.
Very good times. These kids don't have no programs like that, and maybe we need to be the generation to bring it back. Maybe that's something that we need to look into. Maybe we need people in our age group to start some shit like that.
Well, it starts in the home too.
Of course, so, absolutely.
That's kind of like the biggest thing is that there was still some kind of structure. It was like, go outside, do your thing, but you still had responsibilities. And so with those responsibilities, you still couldn't just be wild like how the kids are now.
And you also got to think, when we was growing up, we could still be kids. These kids now be the man of the fucking house at 12, 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Whereas when we was 12, 13, 14 years old, bro, we was playing AAU. Like we didn't have to worry about being a man of the house.
You know why?
We could just be kids.
But you know why, for the most part? It's because our mothers chose good men.
Yeah.
So this brings me to a point. A lot of times we have a lot of single mothers. It's because of the dudes that you choose to get with.
And again, let me say that's not always the case. But in a lot of cases, sometimes you do pick bad. I know some single mothers that got some outstanding fucking fathers in their kids' life. So let me before y'all get y'all panties in a bunch. That's not always the case where you chose a bad nigga. Okay, go ahead, my boy.
But to the ones that did, and that's what we're talking about right now, the majority, the reason why it's like that is because of choices. So there's one thing that I always speak to everybody about is in this country, just like in biblical times, you always had free will. So you always had a choice. And so a lot of times people make the wrong choice because it's always a rush choice. Like one of the greatest pieces of advice that I heard that Steve Harvey talks about a lot is when making a decision that's going to be like detrimental to your life. Let me back up and say this too. Choices that you make also impact the people that are around you. Too
Absolutely.
many times people think that the choices they make only affects just them. No, it affects everybody
Everybody. Absolutely.
that's connected to you. The choice
Absolutely.
that you make.
Absolutely.
So if you choose a bad dude, it's not only gonna affect you, but it's gonna affect your kids. It's gonna
Absolutely.
affect your sister, your parents. It's gonna affect even little kids that look up to you
Look up
because
to
they
you.
look
Yep.
at you and say, if that's who you chose, this is the one thing that I say like in my comedy show, like if what would the sixth, seventh, 8 year old you, and I'm speaking to women, say to the grown woman that you are in the relationship that you got right now? Because I guarantee you, for some of you, that sixth, seventh, 8 year old girl would have not, couldn't imagine in a worse dream that the older them would choose this for themselves.
Yeah.
And and that's what I mean as far as when people make choices, make decisions, they don't think about how it's gonna
The big
affect
picture.
them in the future.
Yeah, they don't think about the big picture.
Yeah.
And also, I want to kind of piggyback on what Pearl said, and just kind of give you a little quote. Patience is not being inactive. And what I mean by that, while it might look like while you're being patient that you're not doing anything, but that looks can be and most times are deceiving. Don't mistake being patient for inactivity. Be patient. Take your time. Think things through. You don't always have to rush to do something. A lot of times when you're making decisions, you feel like that you don't have time because society tells you that you don't. Society tells you that if I wake up today with an idea, on Thursday I need to be a millionaire. But that's not how things work. Things don't work like that. And what society and social media typically does not show you, they never show you the process in between you starting and you becoming that millionaire. They never show you the hustle because people will tell you that the hustle is sold separately, but they never show you what they did in between time. Like you see these young women and they had these surgeries, they get the BBLs and the titties and things like that, and then you see them one way, and then the next time you see them, they look great, but they don't show you the drainage, the pain, the possibly having to go back under their knife. They don't show you the things in between. So don't look at these people on social media and think that they made it overnight because there is no such thing as an overnight success. Even in people where it looks like that they did it overnight, there was some grind there. Somebody had to find them. So you have to understand and remember, patience is not you being inactive. Don't confuse those things. It's okay to be patient. It's okay to take your time. Don't let society tell you what you have to do. It got to be right now. I need it today. We live in a ready-made society. We have information at the tip of our fingers. Everything is so quick. Your attention span is no longer than a minute. Your favorite song, I can guarantee you right now, your favorite song is 2 minutes or less, and that's because it's a microwave society. It's quick. It's instant. But I can guarantee you that my favorite song is not one of them 2 minute songs. I'm okay with waiting. I'm okay with being patient. I'm okay with getting what's coming to me. Now, don't misconstrue what I'm saying as you don't have to go hustle. I'm not saying sit back and wait, but I am saying think, be patient, don't rush it, trust the process. I'm off my soapbox, my bad. I sometimes I get a little carried away.
Hey, once again, that was brought to you by Tim. Uh, hey, listen, people, I just want to remind you of this as we about to close. Tim made a lot of great points. Patience is very key. It talks about that in the Bible. Patience is a virtue.
It's a virtue.
Also, I just want to remind people this is of all races,
Creeds and colors. We got a dream today.
males and females that listen. Um, a lot of times people make decisions because you're not going off of people's characters. And what I mean by that is your actions define who you are as a person,
Absolutely.
not what you say, not what you look like, not how you dress. Your actions, the way you move, define how you are as a person.
And it defines how people look at you too.
And, but a lot of times, people make decisions and they go for things, but they forget that person's character. So, to give you an example, if this person has done everything in the world for you and has always had your back and has shown that plenty and plenty of times again, just because an outside person that you cool with is coming to you on some different stuff about this person, just because that's a person, your friend that you've been rocking with for 10, 15 plus years, they don't know this man's character. They don't know that person's character. They haven't been around them. They're just giving you an opinion of how they feel. And too many times you go with the familiar ear, then say, no, I've seen this person in action. I've seen how this person move. I see how this person act. I know that they're not like that. But instead, you go with the homie, not knowing. And I'm gonna say this right here to women. I do want you to understand, and I don't care how you feel about it, but I do want you to understand. I don't care if it's your relative, like if it's your sister, your niece, your auntie. If they're not in a good relationship, they're not really supporting you in yours. They actually will want you to be in the worst relationship possible because misery loves company. It's true. A person that is struggling in their own love life is not going to be applauding you in yours. So they're actually going to cheer for you and be okay with you being in that miserable relationship because they're not going to want to always hear you talk about your relationship and how sweet and rosy that it always is. They want you to have some drama because that at least makes them feel good about themselves to say, hey, even though I'm single, at least I ain't got to go through that. But when you actually complain to them and be like, girl, what should I do? You know what kind of advice they give you? They give you encouraging advice to stay in that relationship.
Man, we say all that to say, think for yourself. Be a free thinker. Make your own decisions. You can ask your people for advice, but at the end of the day, you got to realize that whatever decision you make, don't affect them. Think for yourself. Be a free thinker.
Hey, Martin Luther King said it best. He said, the content of your character. That's what we should be judging. Not the way that we look, not the color of our skin, not the way that we move, not how much money we got. If you want to have a good type of friendship, relationship, mentorship, look at their character and how they are as a person. Hey, once again, we've done it. That's another episode. Hey, we want to again thank y'all for listening. Hey, you can always catch us on YouTube, Spotify. Hating is free. Shouts out again to our producer, Kangaroo. You know, this is a team effort. You know what I'm saying? So I always give people their flowers. Make sure you do the same in life. I always make sure you give the people their flowers. Learn to forgive so you can move on in your life. And then, hey, remember, hating is free. Ain't nothing you can do about it. All right. That's my homie Tim, Mr. Pearl J. We out this thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.